My name is Annie Altitude. I met my husband Will when I was 17, and Will was 21. It was love at first sight, it really was. We were a perfect match. I was the pretty, he the handsome one. He was tall, had a good nose and chin, and I'd a porcelain soft skin and a perky little cleavage in my little black dress. Gammon with parsley sauce. We set the date and I married Will beneath blue skies and a soft breeze in a sweet church in the country where my grandmother was laid to rest. I wore white and cream and it was all such a dream come true. Prawns to start. We moved into our little home on a quiet street near work and I was busy choosing curtains, furniture and tiles. Will built a garden shed, pineapple and bacon lunch. At weekends we would shop and jog and swim and laugh. And we made love and we made love. We could not stay apart. Pork with butter beans. Will loved his work. He was ambitious. And soon there wasn't time to play and friends just fell away. The odd barbecue with one or two was all we ever seemed to do. Chicken and salad. Will's work increased, in fact it never seemed to cease, and now I hardly ever saw him. I read a lot, tuna and green peppers. There came a time I could not wait to be a mom, and Will agreed. Now the time had come. Veal and rocket. It was hard to deal with work and babies, so I stayed at home. I loved my home. I kept it neat and fresh. I felt alone, but it seemed it had to be my role. Duck with veg. So I was mom and he was dad, but we hardly ever spoke, except to say the car is parked or you've already told me that joke. We were both exhausted. Sea bream and tomatoes. Will climbed the business ladder fast, and soon he was the boss, but when he came back home to me, it seemed he couldn't give a toss. I hardly saw him. He travelled here, he travelled there. I never went anywhere. Just rocking babies and making carrot mush, tuna and rice again. One night when feeling lonely on my own, when he came home I said to him, I felt so alone. I said with a nagging moan, you do not love me anymore. He looked away and said, I've had a busy day. He says I cannot handle this. Please stop imagining things and please leave me alone. Stir-fried pork. I tried Nouvelle Cuisine by candlelight. Oh, what a flop. He looked at it and said, is this all we've got? And when I stroked him on the cheek, he smiled a weary smile at me and looked away again. Place with fennel. At last I cracked. I could not take it anymore. I said, why do you always come home so late and why you weigh so much? He said, you're such a nervy bitch, it's doing me no good. And I just wept and drank some gin, soup. And then the rot really began. And now the fallen angel of the chores, I took on the appearance of a barn dance in a storm, with limpid eyes and pallid skin. And though I tried my best, I was no longer slim. Chicken and marrow. And then the bad night came and I was shaking as I said, I found these in your pocket, and I held the condoms high and dangled them. Tomatoed mushrooms. He said, you're crazy, you make things up, you fantasize. I said, how can I fantasize? It's here before your very eyes. And he said, you're a snoop, a prying twat. And I felt fat, mixed salad. I found a bracelet in his car. He said it must be mine, but it was not. Diet portions. I said, please tell me, is there someone else? He did not like that, and he left the room. A bottle of wine and crying children. I said, would you ever leave us, Will? And in raised tones he said, of course not. But when I tried to touch him, he backed off. Crackers and cheese. I said, where are you, Will? When my cell phone rang. He said, I'm in Hong Kong with Lily Wong. I've left you, Anne. I've left you, Anne. Goodbye.